Hi everyone, I'm Sherry. Today we'll be discussing about the steps when it comes to selling and purchasing your home.
We'll deep dive into the essential steps needed to have a comprehensive and a smooth transition in this entire process.
So selling and buying your new home is a big decision to make. So it's very important to plan and list down your preference and requirement for your new home. So the reason you are looking to shift into a new home might due to be your lifestyle change or a growing family members. And it's good to list down a whole set of preference, needs and wants that you or your family wants. So the things to consider for your new home would be your location, whether it's near the MRT station, to cut down traffic time, to work and school, and if the location is near to shopping mall, prioritize them by ranking. So the next step after you identify your preference and requirements is to spend some time doing research so that you minimize out your chance of having blind spots. Spend time online to look through social media, YouTube videos, watch home tour videos, and look at the sale listings that are available for sale to identify which kind of properties you would like to stay. So one of the examples that I could think of when families choose to shift house is for choosing a property that is near to their kids' school. As we know that priority is given to the primary school registration when you are residing within 1 to 2 km of the school, and it also minimizes transport time, making it convenient for both parent and child. When it comes to the next step of planning is leverage. So properties are one of the rarest assets that can be leveraged. So leveraging allows you to own assets with just the down payment amount. So it's very important to pre-plan your mortgage ability as it will affect the bank willingness to loan to you, and it's also easier for you to know your finances. So when you do your bank loan assessment, the bank will want to see a minimum of 3 months worth of payslips or an employment letter. For self-employment, bank will have a 70% cut on your income, and they will need to see at least 2 years of notice of assessment. The next important part of the planning phase is to plan your finances from your current home to your next. It's very important to plan the mortgage ability and the monthly repayment in order not to have a stressful situation. So it's very good to have at least a 12-month mortgage available in your bank account or CPS as a reserve. After calculating your finances, it is good to have a grasp on your down payment, your loan eligibility, on the total debt servicing ratio, and then you will have a clearer picture of your next home budget. Next up, I'll let TRICIA explain more about when it comes to planning your timeline, especially when you're doing buying and selling your house at the same time.
Step 5 of the planning phase involves planning your timeline, especially if you are doing a back-to-back sales and buying transition. When this is not planned correctly, your funds will be trapped in your current home or your CPF will not be released in time. So we need to plan in sufficient time apart from the selling and buying, at least 3 weeks apart, so that your CPF funds can be released into the purchase. You need to know when to put in the option money for your next home, when to exercise the option for the next home, and also how to plan for the completion period, and to have optimum gap between the sales and purchase so that we do not need to incur additional ABSD. Step 6 involves the preparation of putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer and how to maximize each and every viewing to create an opportunity. So in this preparation phase, we would like to distinguish whereby whether this listing would have enhanced opportunity if we were to maximize it using video marketing or even doing home staging for the property as well. In addition, as a seller, it would be good to leave your emotions at the door and instead ask yourself, how much would you be offering for this property if you are the buyer? What are the common objections faced if you are the buyer looking at this property itself? From there, you'll be able to gather this feedback and enhance the property for the next viewing itself. The next phase of the planning process will be to commence the sale process, and during this process, it will be good to gather feedback, list down your preference, as well as to leverage and commence only after appropriate research has been done. And what I mean by that would be to know about your competitor listing, what are the other units selling in the project itself. Most importantly, identify the next few properties that you have in mind once you commence the sale, because when you commence the sale, you want to make sure that the sale is done in a fashion that the marketing campaign is launched with a bang. Means once you launch your property in the market, you want to make sure that the buyers that are seriously looking at these properties like your current unit, because this buyer will actually monitor the market in a very detailed fashion. The first few weeks matter the most to impress your buyers because viewings will start to decline slightly after the initial launch. So it's very important to start a 3-month time frame and also to listen to the feedback on how we can actually enhance the next viewing experience. You can commence the sale process by doing home tours and also active marketing on social media such as Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok. Keep your negotiations flexible and fluid, and also keep in mind of your buyer's considerations as well. Also, whether we would like to have a free rent-back stay from the buyer, this can be negotiated during the negotiation stage. Lastly, the last step of the planning phase is to plan for alternative accommodation. It will be important to plan for accommodation during a renovation period. Keeping your timeline flexible and fluid is important, and also to keep in mind the periods of renovation from the MCST approval. Try to rent from 6 months to 1 year depending on the amount of renovation needed to be done. During this preparation phase, it will be good to communicate to your buyer during the negotiation whether you need a 3 months or 6 months rent back period. As you embark on this property investment journey, do keep in mind the thorough steps involved to plan ahead and also to ensure a smooth transition.
Thank you for joining us today with the discussion of property investment with Sherry and Tricia. We wish you all the best in your real estate endeavors.
See you!